Greetings, 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 royal family. I'm back. You're back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Happy Thursday, everybody. It is October the 15th. The year, yes, is still 2020. So make sure as you're coming in, if you're a regular here, then you already know you got to pay your admission fee. Hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that like button. That is your admission fee. If you want to pay a little bit extra, share the video to your social media platform. Share it with a friend, a coworker. I definitely don't mind. And as always, I love when you guys engage and interact. Drop your comments, share your thoughts throughout the broadcast. If you're watching the replay, same rules apply. All right, y'all. So on this Thirsty Thursday, got a couple of hot topics lined up. Real Housewives of Potomac drama. Candace and Monique, there might be some charges pressed. Claudia Jordan, she is making some claims about Cheeto 45. I'll get into that. Also, Coming to America 2. You know that Eddie Murphy is remaking the classic Coming to America movie. So there's a sequel. And there is some interesting updates with that involving Amazon. Also, the LAPD is investigating Dr. Dre's estranged wife, soon to be ex-wife, Nicole Young. So I have an update on that, along with a couple of other topics. So kick back, relax, and let's get this train started, moving. You know what I mean. All right, so before we get into those major topics, let's talk about Crazy Joe Biden, as I like to call him. Now, don't get it twisted. Cheeto 45 is not the only one that can get this work over here, okay, in the royal headquarters. So this is according to the New York Post. They have the best articles sometimes. So members of the Black Delaware Church say that they don't recall Biden being, quote unquote, raised there. Here we go with the lies. So more campaign trail claims from Democratic nominee Joe Biden have been called into question. This time, his tales of being, quote unquote, raised in a black church in Delaware, where he was supposedly a civil rights organizer. Lord have mercy, the lies. They're just so grandiose and extra. I know you lying, Joe. Now, the former vice president, he has repeatedly spoken about participating in the civil rights movement as a teenager in the 1960s and of attending organizing sessions at the Union Baptist Church in Wilmington, which was then run by, at the time it was run by Reverend Otis Herring, an acclaimed pastor who passed away in 1996. Now, congregants and a longtime assistant to Reverend Herring at the prominent black church told the Washington Free Beacon this week that they never remembered Biden attending, as he claimed, and said that he had met Reverend Herring as an adult. The lies, Lord. Now, when asked if Biden attended Union Baptist Church, Sister Phyllis Drummond, Herring's longtime assistant who attended the church for 4 decades, said, no, not at our building. Oh, my gosh. Sister Juanita Matthew, which is another longtime member, told the Free Beacon that she also wasn't aware of Biden's attendance as a high school student. She said that Reverend Herring, only befriended Biden back in 1972, but called, the lawmaker a great friend of the church and the pastor. Now, in various speeches, Lord, Joe Biden, in various speeches during the Democratic primary, Biden repeatedly claimed that he was at Union Baptist every weekend and was involved in organizing anti-segregation protests. He says, when I was a teenager in Delaware for real, I got involved in the civil rights movement. This is what Biden told a crowd of parishioners at the Bethlehem Baptist Church in South Carolina on January 20th. He also said, I'd go to 8 o'clock mass. Then I go to Reverend Herring's church where we'd meet in order to organize and figure where we were going to go, whether we were going to desegregate a movie theater or what we were going to do, he went on. I got my education for real in the black church, and that's not hyperbole. It's a fact, he said. Oh, Joe. At an NAACP event in Iowa several days prior, Biden said that his quote-unquote political identity was shaped by his experience at the church. I was raised in the black church politically. Not a joke. This is what he told the audience, according to the New York Times. You know, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is why I don't take any of these politicians or political figures seriously, because they know exactly what to say to pander, and then they will go to great lengths to lie. And then when the lie comes back, when the truth, is revealed, they just walk back the lie like it's no big deal, but they've already pandered to the demographic and to the audience that they intended to pander to. Anyway, in January, civil rights activist Shaun King accused Biden of being a serial liar and said that he had spoken to former members and people close to Herring's family who said the claims were untrue. 4 different people in Wilmington expressed to me that these claims of Biden are so outrageous and dishonest that it caused them to truly worry for his mental health. This is what Shaun King wrote in a statement. So Biden's White House run has been behests by gaffes and fabrications, including his claim that he was arrested in South Africa in the 70s during a trip to visit anti-apartheid leader Nelson Mandela. Lord, now you're doing too much, Joe. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. These waterfall lies are a hot mess. Were you guys privy to this? Were you guys privy to this information? Anyway, he walked back those comments when it was revealed they weren't true. He also claimed that he called the Serbian leader a damn war criminal to his face during a 1993 meeting, but people in attendance said they couldn't recall such an exchange. Lord. The lies. Now, critics of the former vice president also accused him of taking the support of African-American Democratic voters for granted after he infamously said any of them who vote for Cheeto 45, quote unquote, ain't black. Y'all remember that? He was on The Breakfast Club. He did an interview with Charlemagne, and he basically closed up the interview saying that if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black. Imagine that. I think this man is also suffering from the early stages of dementia. Continuing on with the article, Biden's 1988 presidential run was also undone by a plagiarism scandal and claims that he participated in civil rights marches, something he later admitted was false. During the 60s, I was, in fact, very concerned about the civil rights movement, he said during a 1987 press conference where he admitted I was not an activist. The then Delaware senator said his exposure to the civil rights fight actually came from working, wait for it, at an all-black swimming pool in Wilmington. So this man equated his exposure to civil rights to working at a all-black swimming pool. I was involved in what they were thinking, what they were feeling, but I was not out marching, he said, according to an archived New York Times report. I was not not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else. I was a suburbanite kid who got a dose of exposure to what was happening to Black Americans, he said. The Biden campaign could not be immediately reached for comment. Of course not. So, like I said, Cheeto 45 is not the only one that can get it over here in the royal headquarters. Crazy Joe is out here lying. I was concerned with his mental health as well, along with his competitor, Cheeto 45. These men are 74 and 77. I think that, not that they're going to do it, but mental health should definitely be taken into consideration if you are going to even attempt to run for leader of these United Ghetto States. So tell me what you think about Crazy Joe. And I know some of you are going to say he's a better option than what's currently there. That's fine. You can share your opinion, but it doesn't take away from the fact that Crazy Joe is a liar. Aren't they all? It is what it is. And even if people are going to be voting for Hot Sauce Harris and Crazy Joe, I don't think that they are above reproach. I feel that they can get it too. You tell me what you think in the comments. Let's move it along. Oh, Lord. This woman is always in some ish. Always. This is according to HollywoodLife.com. So, Celebrity Apprentice star Claudia Jordan, she claims that Cheeto 45 tried to kiss her twice. Lord have mercy. You know, Anyway, so she did an interview recently. She was on a podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope, with David Yontef. So she alleged that Cheeto tried to kiss her not once, but on 2 occasions while he was married to his current wife, something Claudia alleges she shut down. Boy. So she says, before I got Apprentice, we were just like the year leading up to the show. He was trying it a little bit. You know, he would kind of do it. He tried to kiss me one time, twice. This is what the reality star, who is 47, said, recalling. And I had to remind him that he was married. That was like, you are not putting that tongue in my mouth. This is not going to happen. Absolutely not. This is what Claudia Jordan is saying during her interview with this podcast. Despite not mentioning the exact time of the alleged encounter, Claudia noted that Cheeto was already married to his current wife at the time. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows he cheats on her, she claimed about the First Lady. And so does she. That's why her bracelets and diamonds are so big. Claudia continued, I know he did like me as a person. I know he floated and he did try to kiss me twice, but I wasn't going to go along with that. And, you know, he tried me a couple of times, but I was still able to, like I said, curve which a lot of women, we shouldn't have to have the skill, but a lot of us do have that skill. Girl, this is making my head hurt. You talking in circles. Bottom line is, you went on to host Miss America, the All-Star Edition. You was on Celebrity Apprentice. So she basically coming out now saying, back when she was on Celebrity Apprentice, that, you know, Cheeto tried her. Girl, you are not the only one that he tried. But okay, girl. And like, my thing is, what do you plan to do with this information? I can't with her. Moving along. Some of you care, so that's the only reason why I put this on the lineup. Moving along. More interesting news. Pixar. This is according to People.com. Now, I like Disney Pixar movies. They've never disappointed. Okay, so Pixar's Soul earns raves ahead of Christmas Day Disney debut. So yeah, people are feeling the movie. Critics are giving it great reviews. So this is considered Disney's most ambitious movie yet. Okay. Now, the animated studios, Soul. I love Pixar movies. Wasn't Incredibles a Pixar movie, right? Incredibles was the ish. That's my movie. Anyway, the animated studio Soul has been moved to a Disney Plus release on Christmas Day. And early reviews point to how well the film handles a tricky plot. So here's the plot. Soul follows an existential musings of a middle school music teacher, Joe Gardner, who's played by Jamie Foxx, who dreams of being a jazz performer. Before he can achieve his big break, an accident causes his soul to separate from his body, where he's taken to the great before, which is a fantastical place where new souls get their personalities, quirks, and interests before they go to Earth. There, Joe meets a soul named 22, played by Tina Fey, who has never understood the appeal of the human experience. As Joe tries to show 22 what's great about living and why he must return to his body, he discovers answers to some of life's most important questions. So that seems like it's going to be a good plot. Here's an image. So this is going to be released on Christmas Day on Disney Plus. There is no additional fee. Mulan did that. Mulan, you had to pay an extra, $22 or something like that. So if you have the Disney Plus streaming service on Christmas Day, you can watch Soul at no additional charge. And I think it should be that way. I mean, if you have the streaming service, you're already paying a monthly fee for the streaming service. And if they're going to have, a movie debut on the streaming service, paying additional fees, it sucks, for the consumer. I understand that the entity Disney and all of them other people have to get paid, but $29.99 actually. The film originally set to hit theaters in June, but was pushed back to November 20th amid the pandemic before being moved to Disney Plus instead. Soul will be available on Disney Plus to Disney Plus subscribers at no additional cost, unlike Mulan, which debuted on the platform for $29.99. That's $30. That's crazy. Because how much is the monthly fee for Disney Plus? Isn't it like $15 or something like that? Anyway, Felicia Rashad, Amir Questlove Thompson from The Roots, Angela Bassett, and Daveed Diggs also star in the film. Soul debuts on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. So I think this is going to be a good movie. I've heard good things about it. So let me know what you think. Did you see the trailer? Put it in the comments. Are you going to be watching? Do you have Disney Plus? Do you have any streaming services? Do you still have cable and paying high prices for cable and internet like me? Moving along. All right. Whew. This Real Housewives of Potomac drama is a lot. Now, for those of you who don't know, I do not watch Real Housewives of Potomac, but I am abreast of all of the drama and shenanigans and all of the goings on of the series. So Real Housewives of Potomac, Candace Dillard, she wants Monique Samuels locked up for the altercation. She also wants her prosecuted to the fullest extent. Now, in a preview for next week's episode of Housewives of Potomac, the women are told that Candace, 33, has pressed charges against Monique, 37, following their brutal brawl earlier this season. OMG, Monique was charged with second-degree assault, Dr. Wendy tells her husband in the teaser. The women later discuss the news at a party hosted in Wendy's daughter Cameron's honor. What do you got? Okay, I know people are like split down the middle. Some people are saying that this one provoked this one and this one asked for it. Tell me what you guys think about this altercation between Candace and Monique. Like, I don't know, y'all. Like, I just don't even know. I totally understand. Do you think that Monique should be locked up? Let me know what you think. Anyway, so moving along. Candace basically says that she wants this prosecuted to the fullest extent. The women all look stunned, with Giselle Bryan saying, "Oh my God." Back in November 2019, both Monique and Candace accused each other of second-degree assault, filing complaints directly with the District Court of Montgomery County in Maryland. In December, however, the Montgomery County State's Attorney Office informed lawyers for both of the co-stars that they would not be pursuing their ongoing cross complaints. Here they go, child. Drama. And this is the first time that an altercation like this has taken place on Housewives of Potomac, right? They've been pretty like, mature, and they had self-control. Ratings must be slipping over there. Bravo. I guess they had to kick things up. Anyway, Candace and her mother discussed taking legal action on Sunday's episode. "We do not get in the gutter with people," Dorothy tells Candace. "We call the attorney immediately," she adds. Now, elsewhere in the episode, Karen Huger, who has refused to take sides, admits to Giselle and Ashley Darby that she advised Candace to press charges. I said I would look into what she could do legally, Karen explains to Giselle and Ashley while on a trip to her hometown in Virginia. While Candace has already moved past the idea of reconciliation, Monique expresses a desire to make things right. Now, is this beyond reconciliation? What do you guys think? Like I said, you guys watched the show. Some of you watched the show. Do you think that they should just part ways? Even if Monique does apologize to Candace, do they have to be friends? I don't think so. I think they can, say their piece and then part ways and never be involved with each other again. Anyway, during Sunday's episode, the recent episode, Monique and her husband, Chris Samuels, are visited by their pastor, Chad Carlton, and his wife. This entire situation has turned my life upside down. I need to understand how I allowed someone to push me outside my normal behavior. This is what Monique has expressed. During the sit down, Pastor Chad tells Monique, you need to be honest with what's going on in your heart. That may be hard for you because you're used to controlling and orchestrating, but it's you trying to protect everything because you had to protect everything as a child through young adulthood. This is what the pastor is telling Monique. Lovely picture of all the ladies. When I met you, you were a fighter because of the bullying you went through growing up. And when you met Chris, you had to prove yourself over and over again. You've been in survival mode since a kid, he says, adding that the fight with Candace may have been a result of so many feelings Monique had bottled up. Monique begins to cry, saying that she's tired of people nitpicking every single thing she does. I'm tired of constantly trying to have to prove myself when I know my self-worth, Monique continues. Her pastor then tells her, you have to ask yourself a question. Why was that such a trigger? In your own mind, you are ideal, but around this group of women, they are not impressed with your own perfection, and that causes you disdain. It's something you need to reconcile inside of you, Pastor Chad explains. What do you guys think of what Pastor Chad is saying? Is he preaching the good word? Is he giving Monique solid advice? Bringing up her childhood and always having to fight and be bullied, is that an excuse or is that just a reason? I mean, she is an adult. Tell me what you think. Monique agrees, saying, what you're saying is right. There's a lot of pressure building up inside me that had nothing to do with her. She didn't deserve that, Monique adds of Candace. Pastor Chad agrees. It had nothing to do with her. Now, Monique's husband then asserts that he and his wife need to make things right, considering the fact that he was close friends with Candace's husband, Chris. I really want to reach out to Chris because I do value our friendship, the former NFL star says of Candace's husband. He's probably like, dang, I thought me and Chris had a friendship. We need to make this right. I need to sit down and talk to her, Monique says of Candace. I need to apologize to her. So we shall see what becomes of this. But tell me what you guys think. I know a lot of people had a lot of strong opinions regarding this situation. So drop down in the comments and share those thoughts. All right, let's move past the Housewives of Potomac. So this is according to Heavy.com. I thought that this was very interesting. Now, why doesn't Kroy Biermann speak to his parents? So during the past few seasons of Don't Be Tardy, both Kim and Kroy Biermann's parents have rarely made appearances. Interesting. This has left many fans wondering, why doesn't Kroy Biermann speak to his parents? Now, recently, I talked about Kroy Biermann owing, I think it was his sports agent, about $20,000. And the sports agent is basically taking legal action to get his money. And now here these two are back in the news again. Now, is Kim's show back on? I know Don't Be Tardy for the Party is supposed to be returning, but is it back on? Lord. Now, during a March 2019 appearance on Watch What Happens Live, Biermann Kroy explained his current relationship with his parents. He says they're great people, Bierman said to Andy Cohen, as noted by Page 6. It's just we don't jive. During season 3 of Don't Be Tardy, Bierman and his wife also talked more about the strained relationship with Bierman's parents. Corey's parents weren't very happy with our marriage. I'm not picture perfect. I had 2 children before I got married to your son, Zolciaks said during the episode, according to Bravo. During the scene, Bierman chimed in, "You are picture perfect, but you're not picture perfect for them." Bierman continued saying in a confessional interview, "That's life. You're going to have problems with your family. We're humans. We all make mistakes. We all go through problems. But at some point, you have to put some more love, some more work back into the effing relationship on both sides. If you never do that, it's over. It's frustrating that the kids can't see their grandma and grandpa." Interesting. Now, during a September 2018 appearance on Heather McDonald's podcast, Kim Zolciak revealed that Bierman's parents had even gone so far as to try to stop their wedding from happening. "We didn't know this until our wedding," Zolciak revealed during the podcast episode in 2018, as noted by Reality Blurb. "They were at our wedding, but we found out 2 weeks later that they were in our driveway with a preacher praying against our wedding the day of." Now, wow. Dang. Croy's parents did not want him to marry Kim. Obviously, there was a circle of them in their family praying with their preacher and a pastor to block us from getting married that day. Zolciak continued, as noted on Reality Blurb, "At this point, it's like, you know what? You have to protect you and your immediate family. I just want my kids happy." Zolciak also noted that her husband's parents still sent the kids gifts during birthdays and holidays, despite them not getting along. It looks like Croy Bierman isn't the only one who doesn't speak to his parents. We all, I'm not even going to go down this road. We all know that Kim treats her mama like trash. During that wedding, she didn't want her mother to use the bathroom in her house. And then you can hear them arguing. The mother threatened to basically go to the tabloids and reveal all types of stuff. So basically, Kim says, I took it for 34 years until I finally said it's not worth it to me. My mom, she was good in a lot of aspects, but when my mom told my husband on the day of our wedding to F off and she's going to burn the effing house down, no. So Kim doesn't speak to her mama, and Croy doesn't speak to his parents. I just think his parents don't really care for Kim. She's completely different than them, I guess. His parents seem very conservative. I don't know, something about Croy that don't sit right with me. But tell me what you think. Are you guys going to be watching Don't Be Tardy? Is it coming back on? Is it already on? I won't be watching. Moving along. Oh, this is according to TMZ. Okay, so if you guys watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or have at some point, then you know who Heather Dubrow is. Fancy Pants, a.k.a. Shamps, real she foo-foo. Well, her husband, Terry Dubrow, he is a plastic surgeon, right? So he was on Botched. So Terry Dubrow, butt lift patient, is suing him for $10 million. And then I also have an update on this right after this. So one of Botched stars, Terry Dubrow, his patient, is following through with a threat to sue him for what she claims was the butt lift from hell that nearly took her out of here. So Sandy, she is suing Dubrow, claiming she suffered through a gory aftermath from her July 2019 surgery. According to her lawsuit, multiple incisions open up, resulting in potentially deadly infections, unbearable pain, and permanent disability. Now, in the suit obtained by TMZ, Sandy says that she went to Dubrow to get rid of loose skin and cellulite on her legs. She says that she didn't want a huge scar on her leg, and that's why she chose Dubrow, who she claims said he could improve her look by 85%. Baby, 85% is not enough. Excuse me. These pictures are absolutely disgusting. You are going to have to go to tmz.com yourself. I am most certainly not pulling up these pictures. I looked at the one right after this, and I almost lost it, okay? So you can go to tmz.com and look up this story, and you can look up these pictures yourself. No way I'm showing them. Absolutely not. I was terrified after looking at the first one. Anyway, however, her post-op issues started almost immediately. Sandy claims staffers, because remember, he is on this show, Botched, which is on the E! Network. So Sandy claims that staffers with cameras and lights came into the operating room and scolded her to be quiet. That's messed up. Scolded her to be quiet because they were filming. Now, she claims that she didn't consent for them to be there. Now, according to the suit, things took a gory and painful turn as soon as she tried to sit up in bed after surgery. Her incision busted open above her booty in the center of her back. The pics of her injuries included in the suit are gruesome. Yes, they really are. Showing an incision in her groin, which she claims burst open, as well as the back incision. So she claims that over the next 7 days, the back incision tore open in several more places, and she had to go back to the hospital. Sandy says that she developed a serious fever, had swelling in her abdomen, and the wound was infected. The suit, she claims, her attending physician paged, in the suit, she claims that her attending physician paged Dubrow 4 times, but he never called back. Sandy went home to Texas. Now, how you went home? Who sent you home with all of these issues and an infection? Sandy went home to Texas in August, but she says the complications continued. Now, according to the suit, doctors there said bacteria destroyed more than 4 inches of her flesh. Ugh. And they found a tan and white synthetic mesh-like material in her body, allegedly left behind from Dubrow's surgery. She's suing him, and others involved in her surgery for more than $10 million in damages. Dubrow claimed last week that the lady was basically trying to extort him for $5 million and filed a motion to handle the case in arbitration. Sources connected to Dubrow say that he does not use mesh during his procedures, so it would be impossible for his surgery to be the source of the material found in Sandy. Not Fancy Pants' husband. Woo. So here's an update right after that. So Terry has had enough, okay? Botch star Terry Dubrow, I'm no lousy doc. He is suing the patient's lawyer for defamation. So this is an update. So he's sick and tired of his former patient's attorney, ruining his medical name or running his medical name through the mud. So he's suing for defamation. So Dubrow just filed the docs against Texas lawyer Stephen LeBrock, excuse me, who's representing Sandy, a patient of Dubrow, back in 2019. So LeBrock sued Dubrow on behalf of Sandy earlier this week, claiming she almost passed away after her butt lift procedure. In the defamation suit, Dubrow's attorney, Larry Stein, says Sandy kept in touch with Dubrow after her surgery. Interesting. And he claims she even admitted in writing that her, quote, complications resulted from nothing anyone did wrong, end quote. So Stein says those communications are a far cry from what LeBrock then did. Filing a lawsuit and making statements against Terry Dubrow, Stein says LeBrock accused Terry Dubrow of leaving medical equipment inside Sandy, which she claimed was a piece of mesh. Stein says Dubrow doesn't even use mesh in cosmetic procedures on the abdomen, back, or trunk. Here go those. I'm glad that they blocked these out. Like I said, I'm not showing these pictures. Now, the defamation documents also say that LeBrock included graphic images of Sandy's early stage post-operative wounds in the legal filing for shock value. TMZ broke the story, and in previous legal docs, Dubrow claims LeBrock extorted him threatening him with federal lawsuit and reporting him to the medical board if he didn't settle up with Sandy for $5 million. Not Fancy Pants' husband. So I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. So basically, Dubrow said, look, I don't even use mesh. So whoever left that mesh material in her, it wasn't me, like Shaggy. These are some serious allegations. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out in court. I don't think this is the first time that Terry Dubrow has been like sued by a patient, right? Wasn't there something else? And people, these surgeries and all these things, it wasn't worth it, lady, for some loose skin on your thighs. Lesson learned. All right. Let's move this train along. We moving along fast. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. If you're just joining, welcome to the Morning Boogie. Catch the replay if you came in late, please. And make sure you pay your admission fee. Hit the like button. Drop down in the comments. Let me know you here, you alive and well. Say hello. Don't be rude. All right. So here's another update. Dr. Dre. So the LAPD is investigating his estranged wife over alleged embezzlement. Lord, here we go. So his estranged wife, Nicole Young, she's being investigated by the LAPD for alleged embezzlement. Embezzle? Sources close to TMZ basically are reporting. So Dr. Dre's business partner, right, Larry Chapman, recently went to the police and filed a report claiming that Nicole withdrew hundreds of thousands of dollars from their business account without authorization, something Larry had previously alleged in legal letters fired off to Nicole's side in the past few weeks. Now, the last time I think I gave an update about Dr. Dre and his wife, there were checks with Nicole Young's signature that basically she wrote and cashed. So this lawyer, Larry Chapman, or his business partner, Dr. Dre's business partner, has been basically, making claims about Nicole and her, dipping in the cookie jar. So apparently they weren't taking him seriously, and then he had to come with some hard proofs. And now he went to the popo. Now in the report to LAPD, Dre's team claims Nicole embezzled $385,029. Yikes. We're told LAPD detectives are aware. Larry believes Nicole is the culprit, and they're looking into it now. For the record, Dre did not file the report. Yeah, his business partner has been the one saying she's stealing money. And I guess no one listened to him, and he had to come with some receipts. So anyway, as previously reported, Dre called out Nicole for 2 withdrawals, which totaled $385,000 in their divorce case. Nicole has said she had the right to the money in that corporate account because her name is on it. If charges are brought forth from this, it's possible Nicole could do time. Nicole's legal team has previously told TMZ that Chapman's claims against her are nothing but a smear attempt and a PR stunt, and she navigates her pending divorce from Dr. Dre. Her attorneys maintained she's done nothing wrong thus far. Of course, their attorneys are going to say she does nothing wrong. That's their job. So they reached out to Nicole's lawyer again about the police investigation. So far, no word back. So TMZ is not able to get a hold of Nicole's lawyers. Yeah. And they also want $5 million. Nicole's lawyers, that is, they want $5 million in attorney fees. So this is just getting from bad to worse. Now, you see, ma'am, I'm going to tell you something right now. If they find you guilty of embezzlement, it's a wrap for you. You going down. So, and it's crazy because Dr. Dre was more than willing to pay, give her parting gifts, and also pay for her security. But when she came with these astronomical demands and stuff like that, see, sis, you rocking the boat and you causing them people to look into things that you have done. Whatever. Who cares? Moving along. I feel bad because the kids are watching this unfold, even though they're grown. They're watching all of this unfold, and I don't know. It is what it is. All right, let's get this together. What's happening here? Oh, this was the Coming to America story. Okay, so I'm waiting for this to load. So how y'all doing? Everybody all right? Eddie Murphy. So Coming to America 2. is basically moving from Paramount to Amazon Studios. Oh my God. So the long anticipated sequel to the Eddie Murphy classic is in the process of being sold by distributor, Paramount Pictures to Amazon Studios in a deal worth roughly $125 million. Interesting. Now let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that that's a loss? We got to find out what the deal entails, right? So if Eddie Murphy is getting let's say he's getting $125 million from this. Don't you think that the movie is going to make way more than that? Do you know how long people have anticipated a sequel to Coming to America too? I mean, 125 million is a lot of money, but then again, if he would have released this in theaters, it probably wouldn't even have made $1 million because no one is going to the movie theaters. I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, so the expected streaming premiere date is December 18th. Well, that's good because people, if you have Amazon, and people can stay home, they don't have to worry about missing this or whatever, or risk their lives going to the movie theater, and they are offering it on streaming services. So final details are being hammered out. Sources said, including 2 complex consumer marketing tie-ins with McDonald's and whiskey brand Crown Royal, which are expected to transfer over to Amazon Studios with the film. Murphy, who produced as well as stars in the film, has given his blessing. So the sale is said to be a priority for Amazon Studios chief, who has been on the hunt for more commercial fare with the recent acquisition of the sequel to Borat. Oh, okay. And another Paramount acquisition in the Tom Clancy adaptation Without Remorse. Yada, yada, yada. In light of ongoing movie theater closures and countless blockbusters changing release dates, Paramount has been exploring numerous options in recent weeks for the tentative Christmas Day release of Coming to America, including selling the rights in-house at owner Viacom's streamer CBS All Access, sources said. Other streaming services also looked at the film, or that's supposed to say at the film. Some of these outlets, they kill me. I mean, I understand typos or whatever, but this is a major publication. This is Variety. Anyway, I just don't know how I feel about $125 million. Like, that's it? For Coming to America too? All right, so let's get into the plot, right? If you don't already know. In the sequel, Prince Hakeem is set to become king of the fictional country of Zamunda. Bite your tongue. We believe Zamunda is real over here. When he discovers that he has a son that he never knew about in America, a street-savvy Queens native named Lavelle. To honor the former king's dying wish to groom his grandson as the crown prince, Hakeem and Semi set off to America. Murphy, Hall, and Jones all reprise their roles. The film stars Jermaine Fowler, and supporting cast include Tracy Morgan, Leslie Jones, Arsenio Hall, and Wesley Snipes. So December 18th, this is supposed to be coming to Amazon. $125 million though? I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to say Eddie Murphy doesn't care. Because there has to be some sort of deal where he's getting a piece of every single slice of the pie. But what do you guys think? So you guys excited? I mean, this has been long overdue, I guess. You know what? Let me not say long overdue. We've been waiting for this for a while, for maybe about like a year or so. They've been talking about this. I don't know how I feel about a Coming to America 2. I think that certain things should just be left alone. However, with this cast, I'm interested. So I'm definitely going to be watching. Tell me what you think in the comments. All right, bringing this thing home. Killer Mike. This is according to BET. So he has been a constant outspoken advocate, on a number of social causes. So most notably, the rapper has been a rallying voice for more investment into the Black community through Black-owned banks and businesses. So Mike is taking his mission one step further by launching a digital banking platform for Black and Latinx people. The MC, unveiled the venture this week on Thursday, October 8th. Killer Mike, he's partnered with former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young and Bounce TV founder Ryan Glover to create Greenwood, according to a press release obtained by the Associated Press. So named after the historic neighborhood in Tulsa, that was also known as Black Wall Street, the online bank aims to provide more equitable financial services to Black and Latinx people. While speaking to CNN Business on Friday, October 9th, Glover said that there is already a waiting list for those who want to open a Greenwood account. The online banking platform won't be in operation until January 2021, but the TV mogul estimated that the company has already acquired account requests numbering in the tens of thousands, and that number is increasing by the day. So the waiting list is long. Greenwood will be offering savings and spending accounts along with Black metal debit cards for customers who sign up by the end of the year. There will also be a $10,000 grant for small business owners provided on a monthly basis. For every one customer who signs up, Greenwood will provide 5 free meals to a family in need, and this is according to the Associated Press. Additionally, the company plans to make donations to the UNCF, the United Negro College Fund, Good R, and the NAACP for every card swipe. We believe there's an opportunity to continue to super serve our community by creating a digital bank that may be the traditional African American Latinx banks just don't understand. We certainly know the traditional larger banks don't understand our community. This is what Glover told CNN Business. I believe digital banking is the wave of the future, not just something that's popular now. Well, shout out to Killer Mike and Mr. Glover from Bounce TV. They're doing their thing. So what do you guys think? Do you guys bank Black now? I mean, you can answer. It's up to you. It's none of my business. But what do you think? Are you going to be investing in this? Do you think that this is a good idea? What do you think about the small businesses receiving a $10,000 grant, not a loan, which is good because a grant is not required to be paid back. A loan is a different story. So small businesses receiving $10,000 grants each month. And they're saying that basically the waiting list is like out the door and the bank is not going to be open until January 2021. So I think that this is a good step in the right direction because a lot of people who have platforms and who have a following, oftentimes talk about what's wrong, with the Black community or what's wrong. Group economics is something that I am all for. And I think that people should educate themselves, especially Black people in this country should educate themselves on group economics and associate yourself with people who believe in and also practice group economics. Don't spend your time or waste your time trying to convince people. If they're not interested, then you just leave them be. I hate to say it like that, but we on borrowed time. You ain't got time to waste. So I think that this is a step in the right direction. As with anyone or anything, I'm hoping that it is a legitimate business, venture, and it is going to benefit the Black community financially, because that's the objective. That is the objective, to be strong economically. So tell me what you guys think. That's pretty much, that wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a splendid rest of your day. Drop down in the comments and tell me what you think about any of the things that we discussed. These long videos, they can be a lot. That's why I like breaking down the topics. Okay, so if you are watching the replay, or you came in late, go back and watch the replay, I should say. That's what I meant to say. So I hope you guys have a splendid rest of your days. Did you watch Sisters? Now listen, I'm going to get the review up, but I don't want to hear I ain't watch it yet. Did y'all watch Sisters season 2 premiere, 2-episode premiere? Because I want to get that out my system because I got a whole lot to talk about. That's number one. So the Sisters review, that will be up today. Also, What else is there? There was something else that I wanted to say. Oh, Tim Norman from Sweetie Pies. That video was supposed to go up yesterday, but I have some tweaking to do because I just want to have a dialogue, and I may premiere that so we can have like a live chat. I won't be live. It'll be pre-recorded, but I'll have the chat. So it's an update. Again, I don't break news I'm not a breaking news channel. I report what's already out there, give my perspective, and engage with you guys. So that'll be up. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you click the notification bell, select all. This way you won't miss out on any of my uploads. So this was really sort of quick, I think, what are we on? Almost an hour? Lord. All right, Royal Family, I'm signing off because I got work to do. Make sure y'all watch Sisters, because I'm going to give you back-to-back reviews, 2 separate videos. All right, so I will be back soon. I love you for watching, and as always, Royal Family, until next time, peace.